All right, it's been about 3 months now since we got the first Leaf. We had it for a month, and then we traded in the other car, our Accord, on a second Leaf. We were that hooked, well, let's say not we, I. The wife's still growing accustomed to it. But now we've got two. We still have a beater truck, you know, for other things that we may need. But haven't put gas in a vehicle in over 2 months now. The only time we buy gas is to put it in the boat when it's at the dock, but that's over for the winter. So we've got one, they're both 2015s, and we can talk about why we didn't wait for the 16s. But the 15, we've got this ugly blue one, is the base model S. And then we've got one that is the SL with all the bells and whistles in it. So we'll go through some of the differences here. But standard, this one comes with, you know, whatever, you can Bluetooth through your phone, regular radio, XM Sirius, whatever it is. You do have, and probably not enough light down here. You do have aux plug-in. You can USB or an 1/8 inch jack down here. But other than that, it's pretty bare bones. You do have rear heated seats, front heated seats, heated steering wheel. Go through the menu here. You can set the charge timer, same as you can in the SL, and the climate control timer. You just can't check on it remotely. And right now we're getting 4.3 miles per kilowatt hour on both the cars. But the temperature that's part of the reason we waited to do this review. We wanted the weather to get cold. You can see right now we only have 4 temperature bars. That'll go down to 3 once it's about freezing outside. And your range is definitely reduced, both because of the heater. You lose a lot of your regen braking, and you lose capacity as well. So it's like the trifecta of losing everything, right? So right now we're showing 58 miles. And if you turn on the heater, you're down to 53. Now that's not as bad as it gets. We've seen it go down 12 miles just turning on the heater. Right now it's not too cold outside. 50 degrees in the garage here. The S just comes with some hubcaps and steel wheels. Then you go to the SL, so it's charging right now. I'll go over the chargers that we're using. I just installed a second one. Yeah, I'm sure it's out of code, but it's just temporary. And then once we put it in a permanent spot. This is our kind of worst situation, right? We've got 2 cars, you got a boat in the garage, so one's gonna stay outside all the time, and that's my daily driver. So we're gonna see how bad it gets once we get you know, down into the 20s for a high. But hopefully it's okay. I only have to go about 35 miles per day, and that's round trip, so I don't intend to charge while I'm at work. But if I needed to, I can. They have level 2 and standard wall chargers at work if I needed it. But so this one, of course, you get the nice wheels, you get the LED headlights, which makes a drastic difference. You get fog lights in this one. Get in here. Oh, and the SL comes with the solar panel on the back. I haven't done a lot of research on it, but I'm told that that's just for the 12-volt battery and accessories, just because this one draws more. Here's the interior. Of course, it has all the leather, still has the same options, no difference there.
The smart financial decisions
Now this one, you get all the options. You can watch your energy use, climate control, everything else, tell you exactly how many miles you're going to lose when you turn the climate control on. And this one is much better. It has the hybrid heat pump system for heat. So the worst I've seen it is losing 5 miles, whereas the base model with the resistive heater only, that one will go up to 12 so far, and it could be worse. But as long as you preheat the car while you're plugged in, have it set for your climate control to come on, you know, at your exact leaving time, then you're good to go. You really, 15, 20 mile trip, the car's going to get cold, when it's below freezing, but it's not going to get cold that you actually need a coat or anything on. And that's just extreme if you really need to save that much electricity. Now the steering wheel is just a little bit different on this one. You have the, hey, I'm out of battery, I need to find a place button to charge. They both have the eco, which, by the way, people say, oh, you need the eco button. No, not really. As long as you're not driving it like an idiot, all that does is just, increase pedal travel and pressure that you need to get the same power out of it. Just don't drive it like an idiot. Something good about this one is, everywhere you plug in, you have the option to save that location, and that way, hey, every time you plugged in at a buddy's house or somewhere else, you can say, oh yeah, well that's already on my map, and it's going to show up as
on November 22nd. You accumulated 0.4 eco trees.
Yeah, so it's going to read some more.
As of November 22nd, 119 million eco trees have been accumulated, and 372,000 tons of carbon dioxide from tailpipe emissions have been avoided by the world population of Nissan electric cars.
Yeah, so a little marketing there, I guess. You look at the trees, what are they doing? Up here in the top left, as long as you're driving reasonably, and probably keeping it over 4 miles per kilowatt hour, then you're growing trees, and then those trees get uploaded to the database, and it goes into the world how many tons of emissions and whatnot have been saved. So it's interesting. You do, once you get onto the app for Car Wings, which is now called Nissan EV, they changed the name of it on your phone or online. You go in there and you can see how well you're driving compared to other drivers. And now it gives you a very in-depth breakdown, like, how much accessory use you did, how many kilowatt hours you gained by using regen braking, how many kilowatt hours you use per trip just to drive, acceleration stats and everything else. So it's pretty neat. But at the end of the day, we're in these for the long run. We bought one and we leased one just to take the most advantage of state and federal refunds. Plus, Nissan couldn't unload all of their 2015s, so they were offering something just ridiculous, like $8,000 Nissan finance cash. So you get out the door with $29,000 and $34,000 cars for 20 or less. So it's a pretty good deal, even if I figure we'll run the leased one for 3 years and it may be trash by then for battery capacity or whatever, even though it does have an 8-year battery warranty now. But figure by that time Tesla will have something out, or Nissan, who knows what'll be out and more affordable then, but we'll definitely be in on it. So I encourage everyone to not be afraid of range and everything else. You can take big trips. They'll charge. You can get the fast chargers, the DC to DC. Make sure you get that option. I'm pretty sure a majority of them are coming with it now. But if you use this port, see it good? You know, you're getting at least 80 miles in 30 minutes. So it's plenty fast. You know, grab some food, plug the car in, and you're ready to go. They're hard to find still, but even at level 2, and we'll go through this with my charger set up here, even at level 2, you know, we're getting 20 to 30 miles per hour, which is plenty. You know, it doesn't even take 3 hours to charge one of these from nearly dead. And you can find those chargers everywhere now. There's at least 80 of them within 10 miles from our house, and it keeps growing every day. Granted, it is a pain. I took one of these to the airport, which is about 60 miles away, and was going on vacation. Charged it up a little bit halfway there while I grabbed some lunch, and then I went to the airport 10 miles further and dropped it off for a week. It had 70 some miles on the clock whenever I left it, and it retained those miles. However, as soon as I got back at midnight, of course, I started driving back home, which was, you know, a little over 50 miles, and, you know, the miles were just coming off the clock, you know, threefold. So I ended up in a emergency situation, found one charger with 13 miles left on the clock, and it was broken. So then there wasn't anything else within sight, so I started drafting off of semis, which helps, you know, immensely. You could probably double your mileage by drafting real close to a truck. And once I did that, I got another 10 miles down the road, but I was still showing about 12, and you can see that difference. And I made it to another station that was just on the side of an insurance agency. They had a level 2 charger, so there I am, 2 o'clock in the morning, charged for a little under an hour, and got enough power to get me home. So it is still a pain. However, if you plan you know, well in advance and don't do midnight things, then you shouldn't have any problems at all. But the majority of our time we're just charging at home. Figure it costs about 25, 60 cents, you know, worst case, when the rates go up, to charge the cars, and we're charging one of them maybe, I don't know, once a week. We have to charge the wife's car, and then mine, just because it's a commuter, I drive to work twice before I need to charge it. So it's not bad at all. Maybe $10 a month or something in electricity, but we'll see. So I was just opening the hood to go through, you know, what it looks like in here. And interestingly enough, I blew some of them off there, but that's mouse shit. So the one that stays in the garage probably has a mouse chilling here somewhere. It doesn't look like he's eating anything up, but that goes to show that you know, there's no loud noises at all, and creatures probably want to live in them. But yeah, so you just got your, you know, the charger in an electric car is built into the car. Your wall is just providing the power for it, and then it converts and charges the battery. So when it's hot out, you know, during the summertime, we had this one, and you know, it kicks on a little pump and runs antifreeze through the charger to keep it cool. But during the wintertime here, once it's, you know, down below 60 in the garage, then you don't hear anything while they're charging. But that's it, just the motor on the bottom, inverter charger, and that's it. Your accessories, I've heard of some problems of, my 12-volt battery went dead, and you can't actually get these into gear, but we haven't had any problems yet, so we'll see how it goes. Then we'll get the trunk here. Of course, you get your trickle charge cable. The only difference in the trunk area, the The SL will go to it. It has the Bose sound system in it. So it has a, looks like a windpipe subwoofer in it. And then it comes with a cover that goes over here. We took that cover out of this one, it just made noise. There's that deal. These do not have spare tires. They come with a Continental inflator and something like slime in the little compartment there. So hopefully you never have to use it, but saving weight. And one other thing on this one. This does have the around view monitor. Let's see if we can get it on here. So this is cool. Of course, the front one is currently looking out the nose, which is pointed up because the charge door is open. But it does have those 4 cameras, and they just look down, and the back one looks out. It comes in real handy when you're trying to parallel park, or if you're going in somewhere tight. And then of course when you put it in reverse, this camera switches to the back one. So let's see what we can cycle through here. There you have a parking view of the forward right hand corner. And that's all you get while you're parked. Alright, any questions, let me know.